I'm Mel,
And I'm Andrea.
and we've been asking ourselves, WTF? Where's the fun?
So welcome to our podcast for heart-led business leaders, entrepreneurs, and CEOs ready for more. More impact, more wealth, more joy, and more magic, all while having even more fun than ever before.
As co-founders of FunX, we believe that life and business is way more fulfilling when you're following the fun.
So we're flipping the script on success, giving you permission to create from a whole new paradigm where you can have a lasting impact while nurturing your well-being and having a freaking blast along the way.
So join us each week for engaging solo episodes
And real conversations with experts who are embodying this new paradigm of leadership, spiritual wealth, business growth, and of course, fun.
If you're ready to reignite your spark, make bold moves, and lead from a whole new energy,
Let's jump in and have some fun. We just recorded our first solo episode, which is all about us. So we kind of removed the curtain a little bit and we shared a little bit more about who we are, our journey, our core values,
where we're from, what we're about, and what to expect on the podcast.
yeah,
really.
the intention of the podcast.
Yeah.
So you're not going to want to miss this. Let's have some fun.
Welcome to WTF. Where's the fun?
I'm Andrea.
And I'm Mel.
And we're so excited for today. So today we're talking, we're going to share more about ourselves, our journey individually and as a couple.
Yeah.
And we thought it would also be fun to share a little bit of the intention behind the podcast, where the name came from, what to expect in the episodes to come, and really just have some fun.
Yeah. And for them to get to know us better.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes. Okay. So how about we start with you? I feel like a lot of people, if they've seen you speak, they might know who you are. You've done tons of podcasts. But let's start with you.
Okay.
Andrea Parker. Where are you from?
Where am I from? Well, what do you want to know about me, I guess?
Just tell us a bit about your journey, like how we got here.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, and this is something that I'm not usually used to sharing other than the formal bio, which I think is kind of boring. So I grew up, I have two sisters. They're twins.
Yeah.
They're younger than me. I'm the oldest. I kind of grew up in a family where it was a small family, but a really close family, especially with like our cousins. And for me, I was always the adventurous one. I loved playing. I loved having fun. I loved being outside. I think I still am a dreamer. So I'm definitely
100% a dreamer.
the kid in the clouds where I loved dreaming. I loved asking questions. My mom would be like, "Why are you interrogating me?"
That's probably why you became a police officer.
Yeah, because I love asking questions. So I guess my journey was I kind of shifted from that into, I really leaned into, well, I guess becoming a perfectionist, but I've always been very driven. So I put a lot of time, energy, and effort into school, into accelerating my career, into really excellence in everything that I do. So I loved playing high level sports. I played soccer at a very high level. And then I went to school for, I went to school to play lacrosse. I went to school to really get my BA, but I really wanted to just play a varsity sport. So I did that. And then I went into policing in my mid-20s. And I did that for almost a decade. And I think looking back, like, I'm very grateful for that journey because I think I learned so much in that journey. And I call it like my accelerated path. I think I
really made you grow quickly.
Yeah, I think I learned more in that 10 years than I could have learned in a lifetime. So
I think it also accelerated our relationship growth. Like,
yeah.
And anyone out there listening who's married to a police officer, understand your growth as a couple accelerates exponentially in that field.
Yeah.
Or you'll just end your relationship.
Yeah. Or it's going to accelerate one way or the other.
Yeah.
Luckily, it brought us
closer
together. And I think that's where really our journey started together, is I met you a year before I went into policing. And then we kind of had to band together because policing wasn't necessarily something that my heart wanted from the get-go. I remember like day one of police college, I called you and I'm like crying. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Mhm.
But I feel like I had already committed to it. So I felt like I had to go through with it. And I am grateful I did because I learned a ton. And then kind of to fast forward, really high level overview, I transitioned out of that into more coaching. So I always
Yeah.
loved the performance-based coaching. I've always loved learning. I've done a ton of studying and training over the past decade in all the things from
Yeah.
human behavior to spiritual science, subconscious mind, and bringing out the best in yourself. And I think for me, I'm still always on this journey of learning and growing. But having fun along the way is, I
Yeah.
think, getting back to the root and the essence of who I really am, like that playful kid who was 5 and loved being outside.
Yeah.
So that's me in a very high level nutshell. um, let's let's talk about you. So
Of course. Absolutely. What do
uh,
you want to know?
what do you want to share?
Maybe there's things like I grew up on a farm. I'm a good old fashioned country gal. I grew up in Flamborough. My parents still own and operate the farm to this day. Um, I grew up playing hockey. I was always friends with the boys, and I always wanted to play all the sports that the boys played. So I ended up playing hockey, ended up being naturally gifted at it. And I'm lucky enough that I was one of the ones that got a Division I scholarship to the States. So that's an experience in itself. Highly recommend. And then after college, came back and started a painting company and had that for about 5 years. And then fast forward, we moved up here and decided I didn't want to have to rebuild my contacts and company up here. So I think what my heart was really pulling me to do was to jump into a business with you that we could do. That was kind of like always our thing, is that we want to do life and business together. So
Yeah.
I think it was just the right timing when we moved up here to do that. And here we are doing a podcast. Who would have thunk?
Yes.
Today's episode of WTF, Where's the Fun, is sponsored by the Fun Experience, a curated mastermind for established business owners, entrepreneurs, and CEOs ready for more. More magic, more joy, more wealth, and more fun than ever before. So if you're ready for a peer-to-peer mastermind that's helping you to embody more leadership, more impact, and make bold moves, the Fun Experience is where it's at.
Okay, I love this. And I feel like we really skimmed through a lot of the juiciness in between. So where to start? Because I think part of our journey is interesting, because I feel super grateful that I get to do life and business with you. And you're right, that has always been a dream, I think, of both of ours, individually, but also as a couple. We've always wanted to have
It's kind of like a core value.
I wanted someone that I could do life and business with. And I know you wanted the same, but we also wanted to have a lifestyle. We wanted to be on the lake. We wanted to have fun. We wanted to have an impact, something that actually matters to us. So I think that's also part of this podcast and why this is important to us, because we've had such a journey, not only as a couple, so we've been together for 15 years, which is wild, but also I think the evolution of our business. So even before we get into that, let's get into our core values, because I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Let's start with you. What are your core values? For could be life, business, all the things.
Oh man, for sure. Community is like one of my top core values. I love people. I love being around people, like energizes me. So I'd say that's for sure a core value. Having fun is definitely a core value of mine. And what else do you think is a core value?
Woo. Okay, so definitely
Like relationship.
relationships is top for sure. Relationships, community, connection.
Yeah.
Are, I would say, your top.
Yeah.
Then I would say and this might fall under there, but you definitely
Style.
I was going to say yes, but I was thinking more of a nurturer. I think you really do a really good job of, and I think that can fall into relationships, but I think you genuinely care about other people, and you want make sure that they feel belong and seen and heard and taken care of. So that's one, and definitely lifestyle.
Yeah.
And for you, I think a big one is I don't know how to say this, but it's almost like integrity or truth, or
I would say that's true for me. Like I can't lie to you. I can't lie to anyone. Like it's just not in me. Like so truth is yeah, I would definitely say truth.
yeah, I think that's a big one for you.
Yeah. What are your core values?
Okay, so yours is fun. Mine is very similar, but I think mine is definitely like play.
Yeah.
Like I love to play. And it's funny because I think most people would think you're the one that's like, let's go and play. But if anything, you're just facilitating an opportunity for me to get to play.
Yeah.
Like I'll just sit and watch, and this is great.
Exactly.
So play is for sure one of mine. Spiritual growth is probably my highest, which is my connection to myself, with the universe, with others. Yeah, like all the things. So I think definitely my human spiritual evolution is so important to me, but also in a way that's like aligned and fun and it's not so serious.
I would say lifestyle is one of yours too.
1,000%. So lifestyle in the sense where I want to have control over my time,
Yeah.
my schedule, but I want to be able to do things that I love, like being outside, being in nature. I love experiences. I think that's one of them for me. And I think this is why, like, when we started to talk about what are our core values and what did we want for this journey for the next kind of evolution in our business, this is where we started. So for those of you who don't know, in, let's call it last fall, we hit a point in our business where we had almost like this feeling inside where we felt like there was still this desire for more. We did want more impact. We wanted more joy. We wanted more fulfillment. And we were starting to feel like the more that was coming through was also more group experiences and more co-creation.
Which for me falls into the bucket of more relationships, more community, more fun.
Yes.
So it really did align.
And what we had up until that point was probably more a traditional based coaching business.
Yes.
And because you had a painting business before that, you were coming into, which was basically my business.
Yeah.
So I had created it as my business. I had it since 2017. And you still did a lot in it. Like you were part of the workshops, you were part of all of our group experiences, masterminds, we held all the things, but it still never really truly felt like it was ours, because mostly the model was one-on-one coaching. Yeah. And I think back then we were like, okay, what would make this more fun for us? And we had to get back to what were our values. I know. And our values were fun. I wanted to have that true spiritual connection, which means I want to help people evolve on their journey.
Yeah.
You wanted to help people feel like they belong and connect. And we wanted to, like, for it to be enjoyable and we could have a lifestyle.
I think part of it is too, is I love helping people and I love watching people win.
Yeah. And for me, I love it when somebody admits something on their heart and then they do it.
Yeah.
It's like, that to me is like, I don't even know, the best feeling, I think.
But I think, so to lead into the podcast more is like why we started the podcast too, is because it's like, I think along the road of when we get to watch clients win, or like the heart of it all, and someone doing something that really means something to them, I think a lot of the time people lose their way and they're like, they hit, it's inevitable. You hit a spot where you're like, this isn't fucking fun anymore. And like, I'm going to burn it all down unless someone talks me off this ledge. And that is, I think, really where we were at last fall, is we were like, this isn't turning into as much fun as we wanted to. So we took a step back, which is part of what we teach people, is to go slow as fast, take a step back, take a breath, and realign your business with your values.
Yes, which is, I think, part of really basically what we did is we've taken all the knowledge and wisdom and all the helpful skills, tools, embodiment from the one-on-one coaching, and we're like, how can we help more people with this through experiences?
And how can they have fun along the way and joy?
So I love this. And that being said, it's way easier said than done when you're going through it. Like it can feel like you're walking on this path and it's blackout, like pitch dark, and you're just hoping that as you're walking along this path, because you're like, I can feel where we're going, but I can't see it yet. And that was at the beginning of the year. And now I feel like this path is so much more illuminated. It's brighter. There's so many people that we've met in the past year that I'm like, I can't believe that we have humans like this in our life. And I truly just feel like we're getting started. So the reason I think now is the perfect time for the podcast, because the podcast has been on our heart for years, is I feel like now more than ever, as established business owners, as CEOs, as entrepreneurs, that if you follow your fun, if you prioritize your joy, if you listen to your heart, if you do the things that truly light you up, like that is where not only is life and business so much better, but that's where the magic happens. So I'm excited for this. What is it that people can expect as they follow along this podcast journey?
A whole shit ton of fun, but not just that. I think we're going to talk all things business growth, strategy. We're going to have amazing experts that I think sometimes we forget how deep our network is. And there's certain people that don't have a lot of social media, but they're mentors to us.
Yeah.
And so we'll be bringing them on as guest experts in just spiritual science. Like, we're going to have so many pillars, but it's going to be so great.
So it's the thing I think I'm most excited about is it also gives people a little bit of, so it's like we're pulling back the curtain on ourselves a little bit. Some of the things that we have not shared, that I think that we have been very lucky that we have had the mentors, that we have had the experiences, that we also just get to share. So that's going to be fun. And then, yes, all things from like embodied leadership, this whole new paradigm of success. How can we flip the script on how we've been doing things so that we could really kind of manifest and create and enjoy life maybe beyond what we thought was possible. So if you are listening and you are really in that I guess that readiness for more, this is what this podcast is really designed for, bringing you even more of what it is that you want.
Yeah.
So if you have, and what I think we also love about this is it also gets to be a co-creation. So if you have questions, if you were like, I love this guest expert, I think this would be so fun to hear their kind of spin on fun and embodiment and leadership, let us know. Send us an email. And it could even be something as simple as this is
or
a topic theme or DM. Yeah. And I think the more we can co-create this, the more fun it gets to be.
I think it also is fun, like getting to know the audience better. Like, what do they want to know about us that we probably haven't shared? Like, and I know I skimmed over a lot of stuff, but me and you, we've been together for 15 years. We've gone through a ton of ups and downs, like in business, in our marriage, in friendships, in health, and everything. And so we'll be talking about it all too.
Ooh, I love that, because I think when people see fun, it can be like, well, that's great.
Yeah.
It's like fun. We have walked the path, I think, of really embracing some challenges that in themselves are the opposite of fun. But I think that's what I think gives us I don't want to say the confidence, but the certainty and the belief in this message that really, no matter what's happening, the more you embrace that it can be fun and you focus on the things that you want and the possibilities, you move through things, that is where I think we can play at our highest potential.
Yeah.
So we're so excited for you to be here. We're so excited that we get to be on this journey with you. And make sure that you do all the things to save. Make sure you like, subscribe so that you're getting these episodes coming weekly. We do have our email list, and things will be going out special for our email list because we want to make sure that you stay in the loop with us. We have so many exciting things coming up for the year to come.
Yeah.
And we would love to be on this journey with you.
Yeah.
So let's have some fun.
Thanks for listening to WTF. Where's the fun?
We're Andrea and Mel, and we're so excited to be on this journey with you to see how fun it can get.
If today's episode brought a little bit more fun into your world, be sure to subscribe, share with a friend, and leave us a review.
And remember, life and business is so much better when you're following the fun. So let's have some fun.